Welcome to a Culture Course production where we help you attract the top talent and create a company culture where your team can thrive. This week's episode, we are talking about how to retain that top talent. So let's say you have a great team, you have employees, you might have one or two people that you absolutely love. In last week's episode, we talked about John Klinkhammer, who had taken Culture Course, and it just kind of hurt him when one of his employees had left. Oh man, I've been there. I've poured into somebody, and that person left my company. He went to go be a missionary in Thailand. And man, that was really, really hard for me because I just poured into him. And if you've ever had somebody leave, you almost it's hard not to take it personal, and it just hurts. So what can you do to retain the top talent, not only to limit that hurt, but also to save money? Statistics tell us that it costs a lot of money every time that you've got to turn over and bring in new talent. And the hiring process and training that person, man, that takes a lot of time. So how can you retain talent to save you time, save you money, and save you from that heartache? Inc.com has an article that says the 10 things that employees want. They list out the 10 things. We've talked in other episodes about some of these things, but number 3 on this list, and this was the thing that I believe can be attributed to retaining top talent, is freedom. Freedom and flexibility. That's what top talent wants. That is what you can do to keep your top talent by giving them freedom and flexibility. No one likes having a job that they have to go to, or going to a place of employment that makes them kind of feel trapped. No one likes those feelings. That's part of the reason why you're a business owner, because the freedom and flexibility that you can have for yourself. It's great. So that's a big, big, big deal. People want this freedom. They want this flexibility. And coming up with different and unique ways that we can provide freedom, that we can give flexibility to our team, is a way that we can retain the top talent. Again, Inc. magazine said that this was number 3 on this list. This week's episode, again, is brought to you by Culture Course, culturecourse.com. The student that we're highlighting is Brandy Johnson. She owns a retail establishment. She's a hairstylist, and she has some people on her team. Several months ago, she also went through a situation where somebody had left her place of employment, sat down, had coffee with her, chatted with her. She's a friend of mine, and man, does it hurt. But getting back up, taking some of the stuff in Culture Course, getting encouraged to say, look, I'm going to go hire some people, and now I'm going to hire people that are going to stay, hire people that are going to align with my mission and purpose more, and hire people that are going to be better fits for my company culture, is a big deal. Brandy Johnson, I love you, and I hope that you're having an awesome week. Thank you for being a Culture Course student. If you're interested in growing a team of thriving employees, breaking records like we do at Stewardship, go to culturecourse.com and you can copy paste what I do to bring in top talent and help them grow. So here's the rebuttal that people are going to give when it comes to freedom, or when it comes to that flexibility. Hey, but Grant, if I give them that freedom, they're going to take advantage of it. If I give people flexibility and freedom, if I'm not rigid with certain things, with their schedule, with their breaks, with their lunches, with their time off, they are going to take advantage of it. All right, here's the thing with that. Listen real close. If they start taking advantage of it, that's proof that's an employee or a person that you probably can't trust. And if they're going to take advantage of that, what else are they potentially taking advantage of behind the scenes when you're not looking? Look, I don't know about you, but I don't want to have security cameras everywhere. I don't want my job as a business owner to be day to day watching everyone like a hawk to make sure that they're not cheating me, to make sure that they're doing the stuff that I have paid them to do. I don't want to do that. I want a team of trusted people. And when you give people freedom and flexibility, it's going to help weed out those people real quick. Who can I trust and who can I not trust? And you might say, okay, but Grant, if I give them freedom, they're not going to work as hard. See, when I have this structure, when I have this rigidness to how our day is, they produce more. Wrong. Happify, an HR company, had this statistic and this to say. They say that employees that are able to take breaks when they want and for how long they want, so take as many breaks as they want, take breaks as long as they want. In this study, they found that they had a 30% higher level of focus when they were working, 50% higher level of creativity, so they could solve problems better, and 46% less likely to call in sick or miss work. How big is that? Every single time somebody calls in or misses work, now we've got to just figure out how we're going to cover for that person, especially when it's unexpected. Nobody likes that when their team is doing it. So if you don't want your team to call in sick as much, if you want them to work as often as possible, this study says giving them flexibility with some of their schedule is a big deal. And then the other stat that said there's 30% higher levels of focus. You guys, doesn't that just make more sense? I mean, our brains, we literally are unable to focus for 8 hours long and work the entire time. You and I can't do that as managers and owners. Why are we expecting our team to do that as well? Did you know that the 40-hour work week wasn't even created around a social science or behavioral science that had anything to do with the human activity? The 40-hour work week was created by somebody who did manufacturing. He said his machines are going to work better in a 40-hour work week. So he said he created a 40-hour work week for the people to adapt to his manufacturing machines that were created. You guys, we need breaks. We need mental time to just relax, to conserve some calories so that when it comes time to attack again, we're ready to go. There's even a study on this thing. I think it's called like a Pomodoro. I don't know exactly how to say it, but it says that you should only focus in for work at around 20 minutes per time and then take another break. And they have these clocks and alarms that you can install on your computer, and like these even little dice and things that if you turn it, it tells you when to take a break and when to keep working. And there's all kinds of studies that prove that you're able to focus better when you're taking those breaks. And we want employees that are self-starters. We want employees that are self-motivated, right? So if you're not giving them freedom, if you're not giving them the flexibility in their day and their breaks and everything else, if you're not trusting them with that, they're just going to sit around and likely wait to work until you tell them to. Like, why create a culture of a team that is waiting on cues from you before they do anything? I want my team to go solve problems. I want them to pursue this mission that we're on and just go. I want them to act in their gifting. I want them to perform without me telling them to go perform. And the freedom and the flexibility that I give my staff is a huge reason for that. Look, now, I'm not saying, hey, everybody needs to have an environment like we have at Stewardship where people can literally come and go as they please, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Look, there's retail situations with coffee shops or whatever else that makes this not as realistic to be able to come and go, say, as you please. But at least giving them the freedom to say, hey, now's a good time for me to take a break, that might be worth it. Even in a retail environment. Like if it's a good employee, they'll know, okay, there's a lot of people here. I can't take my break now, so I won't, right? But they'll say, okay, there isn't a ton of people, and I'm actually be a good time for me to have a break because I know that the busy rush is going to come here in a little bit. Now I'm going to take my break now. That just saved you time from being able to walk over to them and say, hey, it's break time. But it also gave your employee freedom and flexibility, that sense of freedom, which we know statistically will help you retain top talent. It's what people are looking for in an employer. All right, so here's the call to action this week. Find one area where you can give a freedom to your team. Freedom in their schedule. Again, it doesn't have to be like mine where people can come and go as they please. It could be something where maybe one day a week they're allowed to work remotely. Or you let them choose one break a day that they can take whenever they want, however they want. Or they can choose how long their breaks or lunches are, or something somewhere. Maybe it's unlimited vacation time, which, by the way, statistically says that if you give people unlimited vacation time, they'll take less vacation time. Give them some sort of freedom, or at least provide for them this sense of this flexibility or freedom. Evaluate how you're currently doing scheduling, when people have to show up, when people have to leave, lunches, breaks, vacation time, and evaluate what area can you give some autonomy to your team. Try that this week And that will help you retain the talent that you have on staff so that you don't have to have that hurt to your wallet, to your time when people leave. Have a great week.